Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining me today in our discussion of the utilization of HR analytics. Today, we're going to specifically discuss several HR initiatives that can lead to positive impacts and growth within the Bullseye Corporation. The HR initiatives we will discuss today can be utilized as a driving force for strategic change as well as organizational effectiveness. As you can see in the figure to the right, we'll be using the LAMP framework to assess whether these HR initiatives truly support the positive impacts that can happen within your organization. The LAMP framework follows four critical components of a system that will support strategic goals that align with the business needs of your organization. For example, we look at the logical talent strategies that can assess the benefit of competitive advantage. Analytics will determine that the correct information that needs to be provided will also influence the design and will be supported by statistics. When we consider the measurable components of the initiative, this will help to determine that the initiative has sufficient data that's going to support not only the timing of introducing the initiative, but also the reliability and availability to your organization. And finally, the initiative's process should assess that it fits not only the culture and values of the Bullseye Corporation, but will provide positive influence with its introduction. Ultimately, if we follow this LAMP framework, the HR initiatives can effectively support achievement of business goals while also clearly defining delivery of these HR products and services. I would like to cover 4 initiatives with you today, each of which is going to be tied to an impactful metric within your company. We'll discuss how each initiative in detail in the following slides can combat an area of improvement within your workforce, such as absenteeism, employee retention, employee wellness, and employee engagement. Looking at our first topic in HR initiative, we're combating absenteeism. Absenteeism is going to be defined as any failure to report to work or remain at work as the employees are scheduled. The direct and indirect costs can account for 9% of payroll allocation. The direct costs can be sick leave, long or short-term disability, and the indirect costs with unplanned time off is reduced morale, loss of productivity. And combined, when we look at this for your organization and a company of 500 employees with an average salary of $65,000, this amounts to approximately $2.9 million annually in direct and indirect costs each year. Rather than risking impacts to employee productivity, collaboration, or morale, which can ultimately lead to impacts within retention and the overall culture of the team, PTO can be incorporated as a plan for cost to protect the productivity of your teams while providing work-life balance. And finally, this allows for ownership and flexibility of the employee's time off. Not to mention, if you introduce a buyback program, it encourages employees to consistently come to work with the flexibility to plan for time off, but also have the incentive to continue to show regularly. Next, we're going to look at how recognition and appreciation platforms can help with employee retention. The cost of employee turnover can be up to 150% of the employee's salary. Now, this is a substantial cost of business. This not only covers the separation and replacement costs, but it also covers the fact that the employee may have had previous relations or leads and contacts. And then as you bring in a new employee, this can easily cost 150% or more of the departing person's salary because of the need for support amongst other coworkers and the lowered productivity as that new person learns their role. By introducing recognition and appreciation platforms, you're using intentional planning and allocation of funds in order to recognize and appreciate your teams to impact retention overall and decrease turnover. This can be both formal and informal, examples of informal being verbal recognition With formal, this could be annual incentive pay, creating a structure that will invest into the team for their performance, leading to higher engagement and in turn, decreasing turnover. Next, we're looking at employee wellness through the employee assistant programs. Workplace health promotions are a set of programs, policies, or benefits that are structured to help keep employees healthy. Wellness as a whole is represented not just by physical health, but emotional, social, spiritual, and intellectual health as well. There are occupational risks to team members or employees not being healthy. For instance, work-related stress is the leading workplace health problem as in a major occupational risk, ranking above physical inactivity or obesity. According to the CDC, the cost of absence due to illness or chronic condition is about $1,685 per employee per year. For example, again, for the Bullseye Corporation, this works out to about $850,000 in cost per year. If we're able to introduce the HR initiative of employee assistance programs, meaning covered, low cost, or free programs, such as stress management, which could take place as a course on campus or in your facility, health classes, such as yoga or group fitness, and even a virtual platform for healthcare that allows for low cost access to healthcare remotely. All of these will be able to support your employees in becoming healthier, which will ultimately lead to less costs in relation to their lost productivity due to absences for illness. Finally, taking a look at employee engagement, the HR initiative of an annual engagement survey. The cost of engagement, according to Gallup, is about 18% of annual salary per disengaged employee between the years of 2020 to 2022. Gallup stated that approximately 20% of employees are engaged, meaning the vast majority state that they have disengagement within the workplace. By introducing an annual survey such as the Gallup Q12 that uses the Likert scale, this Q12 assessment is proven to link to greater performance outcome and will allow for analysis by managers or leadership to see where there are areas of strength and opportunities for improvement. The Likert scale is used to address the 12 questions of the Gallup poll on a scale of 1 to 5, from highly satisfied to highly dissatisfied. By being able to key into areas of opportunity, this will allow for leadership to improve those areas and focus in on ways to increase engagement to ultimately increase productivity and retention with the team long term. As a summary, each of the HR initiatives proactively align with overall business goals for Bullseye Corporation. They're also going to align with your organizational strategies. The message I would like to make clear today is that by investing in your people now, you're going to promote savings long-term in the future. Each of these initiatives are going to provide key data points, trackable metrics, effective analyses, and have been vetted by the LAMP framework to ensure their productivity for your corporation long-term.